My name is Erin Carper, and I'm the shelter director. Blue Ridge Humane Society we've been around for 65 years.
Wow.
We built this shelter in the mid-1980s. So this facility here has been in existence since I think it was like 1984. And then we did some remodeling in the 90s, and then again in 2013. So we've got eight acres of property out here. And then we've also got a thrift store in town, which is our major source of funding for the organization. We are a private nonprofit, which means we don't get any county or state funding, any government funding at all. It's just all based through donations and grants and volunteers in our thrift store. We're a limited admission shelter, which means we can't take animals in unless we have space to do so. So if somebody comes to our doors and wants to surrender a pet, unless we have an open kennel, unfortunately we can't take in at that time. We do get the majority of our animals from county shelters. Henderson County Shelter being our biggest source of animals. We also take some from the Rutherford County Shelter, and really wherever there's a need. Owner surrenders are a big source as well. And once an animal is here, as long as they're behaviorally and medically sound, they stay until they get adopted. So we never euthanize for space. We average about 100 a month. So weekends are our biggest adoption time, of course. But yeah, about 100 a month, and that's mostly, I would say the majority of dogs is probably a 60-40 split. Except during kitten season, we've probably got about 20 to 30 kittens climbing around, and usually they go out of here pretty quickly.
Those kittens are pretty darn cute.
They are really cute.
Yeah. Sometimes we have, the kittens usually will be okay, free roaming. If they're not, we do have separate like condos that we can put them in. And in the free roaming cat room, we've got some condos set up in there. So those are the kitty cats that either they're new to the room, we usually introduce them to that room by starting them off in a condo and then gradually letting them out. If they decide they just don't want cat friends at all, then they just kind of stay in a condo until they get adopted. We're obviously always looking for volunteers. Without volunteers, we couldn't do half of what we do. So the easiest way to get involved in volunteering is to go onto our website, and there's a link for volunteering, a brief application that you fill out, and pick the volunteer orientation that you want to attend. Angela, she's our volunteer coordinator. She does orientations twice a month, and they're at 5:30 on Tuesdays, and you can just pick whichever date you want and come into orientation. Once you go through orientation, you're welcome to come into the shelter whenever, and whenever you have time to give, we'll gladly find something for you to do.
Okay.
It's never a dull moment.
Gotcha.